in this room, I have to say. I have just got back, well, I say just got back, a week ago I got back from hosting a retreat in Rishikesh in northern India. And to sum it up in one word is difficult, but I can do it. And that word is Shri, S-R-I. Shri is a very simple word with a very big concept. So like a lot of the Sanskrit language, there are these wonderful succinct words that when we translate them into English, we have to use full sentences to translate, and Shri is one of these. The night before all of our retreat guests arrived, Laura, Sunny and me, my two amazing retreat co-hosts, we sat on the banks of the Ganga River and we did a meditation on Shri, imagining it as a pink bubble of loving kindness and cosmic compassion. And our intention with the meditation was to wrap the entire retreat, everyone in it, the place that we were in, the time that we were spending together, in Shri. So allowing this pink bubble of love, of cosmic kindness and compassion to bring abundance to us. And not to say we're witches, but I think we did such a good job because 30 people bonded like never before on a retreat, and 2 people even decided to get married while on the retreat. And if that is not a symbol of Shri, then I don't know what is. And it got me thinking on the plane on the way home, if we can really bring Shri to life in 10 days with 30 people, then a little bit of Shri every day could make the world a slightly better place as well. So we're going to explore Shri in our practice today and really bringing it to the forefront. So starting in a comfortable seated position, have a little wiggle, have a little fidget, breathe length up through the spine, soften the slope of your shoulders and close your eyes. And just find your way to a really natural, nourishing breath. Feel the breath moving around your heart space. And the heart is enveloped by both lungs, either side and slightly above, as well as the diaphragm underneath. So the heart is completely encircled by aspects of our respiratory system. So when we breathe, certainly when we breathe in and our lungs and our diaphragm lightly expand, our heart is receiving a little hug from that muscular reaction of the breath. And then when we exhale and the lungs and the diaphragm soften, there is this little bit of space around the heart. And I like to see this anatomical seat of Shri. Imagining a warm glow, an iridescent bubble that encircles the heart that we feel when we soften. Maybe bring your hand to your heart to feel that. And as the heart relaxes, as your breathing softens, feel a pink or red hued glow around your heart. Shri is our default setting, love, kindness and compassion. And I know what you're thinking. It might not feel like that all of the time. You have experienced the contrary, and my friend, so have I. But I do believe that underneath all of that, there is cosmic kindness and compassion in absolutely everybody. And we simply need that reminder. And take a deep breath in as you bring both hands down to your knees and start to move your head in any way that feels comfortable. Right now, it's highly likely that we are sitting in an analytical thinking space. But as you move your head, as you soften through your neck, can you begin to drop your awareness from your head down into your heart? Shri does not live up here. Shri lives in here. So feeling the neck, the head softening and releasing. And then get the shoulders involved as well. You can keep the head moving as much as you like, but just getting those shoulders involved, a little bit of the upper back, a little bit of the chest. And then that might naturally flow into cat-cow. So scooping the heart forwards and up. And exhaling as you tuck it in and under, bowing the chin to the chest. Just feeling that beautiful flow, forwards and backwards, up and down, all being guided very much from the heart space. And as you inhale, rise up through center, circle the arms and reach them all the way out to the side. Imagine they're just resting on top of a body of water, a still, calm lake, or a gently babbling river. You're going to bring the right hand down to the ground and sweep the other arm up over your head. Find a really lovely, soft side body extension, almost like the petal of a lotus flower is hugging and embracing you. Inhaling as you lift all the way up through center and then sway over to the other side. It's always made so much nicer when there's a dog to fuss on the end of that, or a furry friend of any kind. We're going to do that one more time each way, just feeling that soft opening, that gentle unraveling. And inhaling as you rise, and this time lift both arms all the way up to the sky. Imagine you are sat in a beautiful iridescent bubble. And you're going to trace the inner line of that bubble as you twist and turn to the right, bringing your fingertips, right hand behind, left hand in front, down to the ground. And without pushing or forcing too much, just simply feel that gentle pressure and begin to feel a strong stem-like rise all the way up through the body. And inhaling as you circle those arms all the way out and up to then twist and come down and across to the other side. Allowing the movement of the breath to really fuel your breathing even deeper, this really lovely strong sensation of rooting, rising and unfurling. I'm going to twist once more each way, but a little bit quicker. So tracing that inner line of your bubble as you feel into the deeper layers of your body. That glow comes from within you, nowhere else. And then coming all the way back and up to center, open those arms out and down and just shift your seated position in some small way. Just changing, extending, curving. We're not going to be seated much longer, but we are going to learn a little mudra flow. So hasta mudras are hand gestures, and one that we use really regularly when talking about Shri is Padma Mudra. That's when the heels of the hands come together, the little fingers and the thumbs tap together as well. Then all three of your more central fingers open into that lovely lotus shape. So I'm going to put this into a little movement motif that we're going to repeat throughout the practice. Now, a lotus is special because it sweeps through and roots into dirt. So as you do that, bring the backs of your hands together at the base of the body. Then twizzle your fingers in towards your heart. Bring the heels of the hands and the thumbs together to find that Padma Mudra. The little fingers stay touching. Then lift your lotus mudra up towards the sky to then unfurl and open those arms all the way out, round and down. So we are embodying the journey of a lotus. We are rooting down into the soil. We're then pulling up through the strong stem to find those petals. They're then rising and opening to the sky and sun, and then opening and unfurling when the time is right. And we're a little bit like lotuses. We have to dig into those difficult times. We rise up from them to feel stronger, more assured of ourselves as we unfurl into that blossoming flower. Just taking a moment to honour where you might be in that right now. We can't all be blossoming flowers all of the time. Sometimes we're in the mud, but I'm right there with you. So from there, you're going to sweep the feet around to the same side and come up into tabletop position, finding a little sway in the hips, maybe letting that morph into a little peak over the shoulders. And then finding a flow through the spine into cow pose with your inhale, exhaling into cat. And again, allowing this to really come from your heart scooping forwards and up, and then tucking back and in. And then as you inhale, find a nice long neutral spine, tuck the toes under, lift the knees up into downward facing dog. As always with our first down dog, move in any way that makes you feel more comfortable and connected. And not just focusing on the heels, but the hips, the spine, the head and the neck. And then inhaling as you come forwards into plank. And remember, the knees can always tap down. I always like this variation for my first plank. And then lowering through the toes, the belly, the chest and the head, all the way down. Inhale as you slide the forearms forwards, coming into your Sphinx pose. Heart open, head lifted, really pressing down through those forearms and palms. Then exhale as you lower, hands in under the shoulders, tuck the toes once more, ripple and rise up and back into your downward facing dog. And feel the strength behind your heart here. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together, let the heart open, press down into the ground. And inhaling as you lift, lower the knees, bring your knees and feet side by side. And as you inhale, sweep your right leg all the way up and back behind you. Now keep it nice and long, nice and lifted, and kind of floint your foot. So it's not a flex, it's not a point, it's kind of halfway. Pointed foot with flexed toes. Open through the heart to lift and extend, exhale, curve that knee into your nose and squeeze in and under. Then inhale, extend, lifting all the way up towards the sky. And we're going to trace that foot all the way around and down and just let it come down to the floor where it lands naturally. And then heel toe the foot continually until it reaches into your low lunge. You're going to transfer the weight forwards into the foot and rise into Anjaneyasana, rising and lifting through the head and the heart, where we're going to add in our little Padma Mudra flow once again. So bringing the backs of the hands together, twizzling and pulling up through that strength into your Padma Mudra, rising all the way up to the sky and then opening and releasing out. We're going to do that 2 more times and really feel your wobbles. So I'm a bit wobbly this morning, but that's often quite a good sign, I feel. Just my body recalibrating into this shape. And if you want to make this a little bit bigger with the final round, you can, reaching all the way down into those roots, pulling all the way up through to the heart, and then rising to the sky to open and release. And letting those hands come down to the ground, tuck the back toes, lift the knee and step into your downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in, then flow it forwards into plank. Starting to feel stronger and more steady within yourself and lower resisting gravity. Then inhale, rise, Sphinx, or maybe a mini cobra. I like a little one. And then lower down, tuck the toes, rising up and back, downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Finding that lovely depth of breath. And then inhale as you lift the heels, bring the toes and knees together and relax back down into your tabletop position. Planting through those palms and the fingertips, inhale, sweep, and lift your left leg up and back behind you. Again, go for a floint in that foot. Then exhale as you hug the knee into your nose. Inhale as you extend and lift all the way up and back through that foot, opening the heart. And then draw a lovely big sweeping circle in that leg, dropping it out, round and down, and then heel toe the foot onto the mat so you can come into your Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Again, we're going to flow with our Padma Mudra, bringing the backs of the hands together. Make this as big as you want to, or focus on the grounding. So part of honouring Shri is being able to honour where we are at in that journey, rooting in and through the mud. It's a very vital part of the journey. We then might be rising up through that stem to then open and unfurl. And what's wonderful about Shri is that we can see the Shri, there's a tongue twister, in everybody else. So even if they cut us up on a roundabout, we can go, no, it's okay. I know you're kind underneath whatever bad day you might be having. So let's tuck the toes, lift and step back into downward facing dog. And then flow it through to plank, finding that strength all the way from the heels to the head. And maybe you lower the knees, maybe you keep them up and lower strongly through your whole body. And then inhale as you lift Sphinx or any height of cobra that you might wish to find. Just find that lovely big squeeze in the glute muscles so the heart can open. Then exhale as you lower, tuck the toes, lifting back into your downward facing dog. And then inhale as you lift the heels, lower the knees, and you can come into a low seated kneel, or you can lift really high, whichever feels most comfortable for your hips, for your knees and for your ankles as well. So whatever feels best. I'm going to come into our Padma Mudra flow once again. So hands beside you, lift and open through the heart. Exhale, bend through the spine and really reach those fingertips down to the ground. Curve, curve, curve. Then pull all the way in and up and bring the hands into your Padma Mudra. Rise all the way up to the sky, and you might want to find a tiny little upper back bend here. Then opening all the way out to come down. And just do that twice more. And we breathe in as we connect. Oddly, we breathe out as we pull up. So we can breathe in to rise. And then exhale to lower. And let those fingertips come down, tuck the toes, lift the knees. And we're almost there, but just walk the hands all the way back to the feet as you find that lovely hanging dangle, releasing through the head and the arms. And maybe finding a nice little sway. And then as you inhale, roll all the way up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Lifting high through the crown of the head. Find that strength in your glutes and in your lower belly. So again, we're going to find our little Padma Mudra flow. So hands beside you, open through the chest to lift the head. And exhale again, bend the knees, really curve forwards, over and down here. Then pulling up through that strength in the stem, hands coming to the heart as you rise and open. And make this all about the hands if you want to. It can just simply be a dance. In ballet, we say port de bras when we're moving the arms, which means dance of the arms. So thinking about that, dance of the arms so often bringing to fruition what the heart desires. So our Shri coming to life through this dance of the arms. And then letting yourself melt, sit the hips back, reach the chest forwards. Imagine you're like a blob of honey dripping off of a spoon into a hot cup of tea. And then inhale as you rise up halfway, lengthen that spine and open the heart as the head extends. Exhale to lower, walk those hands forward, step those feet back into downward facing dog one last time. And inhaling as you lift the heels, lower the knees and sweep your feet round to the same side and come into a comfortable seat once again. So sitting on a cushion, folding your mat in, a blanket, whatever's close to hand, finding that breathing that length up through the spine as you soften the slope of the shoulders. So Shri is a feeling, an inner iridescence, a glow of cosmic compassion, kindness, love that brings abundance. And in a world that can feel increasingly divided, in a body, a mind that can feel increasingly divided, Shri is just one way that we can remember our default setting. We come into this world seeking kindness and love from others and wishing to give it back. And I think we just need to remember that from time to time. I really, really do. And we're going to breathe the arms up and out, connecting the palms and bring the hands to heart center and open into that Padma Mudra once again. And of course, this always represents the flower part of the lotus, the open petals. But as we've explored, as we've felt in the body, this cannot happen without a strong stem to weather the changing current of the water. And it can't happen without the roots digging into the dirt. So we recognize these journeys within ourselves, digging from the dirty roots, finding that strong stem and unfurling. We are all at different parts of that journey, and often what happens is we get up to the petals and then we find we have to drop straight back down to the roots and start again. That's part of what being human is. So as you hold this, as you relax your thumbs to your chest and close your eyes, breathe into your heart space, feeling those elements of the respiratory system hugging and releasing around your heart, creating that pulse of Shri. Your cosmic kindness, compassion, love and abundance lives here. And just taking a moment to perhaps call to mind someone you've wronged, someone who has wronged you. And choosing to lean into your and their Shri. Recognizing that beneath all of the things that have surpassed, all the things that have occurred, you and them are full of and worthy of Shri. And I think regardless of whether this person is in your life, remains in your life, stays out of your life, being able to feel the humanity and the default setting of Shri is important. Recognizing that being cut up on the roundabout is probably nothing to do with you. Realizing that someone not quite holding a door open long enough, though they've seen you walking towards it, is nothing to do with you. And instead choosing to see their Shri, that glowing iridescent bubble. I imagine it pink, but it can be whatever colour you want it to be. Expand that bubble of Shri out and attempt to envelop them in it. They may not feel it, but your intention is important. Seeing the Shri, feeling the Shri, embodying the Shri is going to make this world a better place. And you're not on your own. You are in fantastic company. The 30 people I've just retreated with, the 80 people I have taught this practice to all of this week. We are growing. Our bubble of Shri is getting bigger, one person at a time. And taking a deep breath in as you lift your lotus to the sky. Imagine it's touching the edge of your Shri bubble, and then trace that line of the bubble all the way out with your hands, all the way down, softly, softly releasing to bring the hands back to heart center, into Anjali Mudra, palms connected. I'm going to close our practice with the mantra to Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the Hindu goddess of love, of Shri, of compassion, of wealth and abundance. And when we chant to her, we are chanting to the health of wealth, not just monetary wealth, to abundance, not just material abundance, but abundance within ourselves. So I hope you enjoy this mantra. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha. Om Shanti. May that bubble of Shri envelop you for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month and year, and on from there. Yay!